Oh, haha, there's the record. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to just jump right into it. I'm going to start a new series on my channel, and it's going to be called Things That Piss Me Off. Rants and things like that. I don't know what it's going to be called. It's just going to be basically me getting pissed off and telling you why it enrages me so. Today, our subject matter is going to be hate moshing. Now, for those of you who aren't already aware, I like to call myself a metalhead. And again, probably mainstream, blah, 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 anything that's on the radio, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I get it. I'm not a really good metalhead, but I am passionate about all things that are in the music industry of extreme and screaming and blah, 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 blah. All that good fun stuff that metal associates with. I enjoy it. I enjoy the artwork. I enjoy the music. I enjoy the rebellion. It's all just something that I hold dear to my heart. Rock and roll and heavy metal music was something I had to fight to get myself to listen to because it was barred from me as a child because it was the devil's music. So for that, it's really got a special place in my heart. This brings us to one of the major points in any rock and roll heavy metal show, and that would be moshing. People have thought for years that moshing was just an excuse to fight, get in, punch each other. No, no. I have anybody who I am taking to a show and it's their first show, I tell them you do not have any obligation to get into the mosh pit. However, if you do, there are certain rules that are unspoken that you can count on. And that would be if somebody wants out and their body language is telling you that they want out, you are to help them. If somebody is fallen down, you help them up. Somebody is being trampled, you help them up. There's a respect in the pit. It is to get your angst and your frustration out, push each other around, jump up and down, jump in a circle, and whatever the hell a mosh pit is good for. It's another extension of the heavy metal scene for you to get your energy out, get your frustrations, your anger, your woes. You are in that pit, and you are in a agreement with the other people in the pit to help each other, fuel each other. There's a kinship, a brotherhood. Now, every pit is going to wind up having that one asshole that people try to stay away from because he's being an asshole and he's deliberately hitting people. Now, all of these rules, all of these regulations, all of these unspoken truths went out the door. I don't know when it became a thing. I don't know when it became popular, but I noticed it in the winter of 2009. I went to my first local hardcore show. It was at one of the Mason lodges, the Unity lodges. Often had local pop punk and hardcore shows. Now, for those of you who don't know what hardcore is these days, it's not angsty punk music. It's actually really heavy, obnoxious, super down tuned. And now there's all kinds of different subgenres that are in spawned from that genre of hardcore, like slam and beatdown. It's all sort of this neat little, very angry, not super talented, but still sounds good as fuck package. With all of this being said, in that scene, I went to my first show, and I think I was seeing Kingmaker and Monsters. Local in Kenosha at that time. I think one of them had a record deal and they wound up falling apart afterward. Kingmaker is the other one, and I think they're still doing music, but I haven't checked up on them recently. But they were local at the time, and I went and saw these guys. Mosh starts. Cool, let's jump in the mosh. And I instantly am met with a fist to my temple. I didn't expect it. I didn't know what the hell. And then I'm dazed. I'm like, oh, fuck. And I get out of the pit, and I see that all of these people are now swinging their fists, throwing themselves around, kicking, and doing roundhouse kicks and all other kinds of shit that, to me, was a no-go for a pit. This particular type of mosh pit threw all those out the window. It completely destroyed everything that was sacred to me and several other people, I'm sure, about what a mosh pit was. You don't want to go in there and get your ass beat. You want to go in there and get out your energy. You want to have fun. You want to know that if you get stomped on, somebody's going to push them out of the way and you're going to get picked up. I am watching these people watching these people run around the edge of the pit, and then they proceed to jump into the crowd and start punching on people. That was another big thing. You don't attack the people who are in the crowd. People who are in the crowd, scenario, non-mosh pit. Okay? These people were jumping all over the people that were in the crowd, all over the people that were close to the stage trying to get close to their favorite local band. And now these motherfuckers are jumping into the crowd and punching people in the head and pulling people into the pit when they don't want to. And I'm just like, now, I had friends that were in local bands. One of them was one of my favorites at the time was called Just Getting By. I don't think you will find anything by them now if you were to go on YouTube. If it still exists, you might be able to find their MySpace. I don't know. I haven't checked in a while, but I got their EP. I got some of their t-shirts. I was full swing supporting these people, so I would go to the shows to see them. Also, one of the guys that was in the band, the bassist, he was one of my good friends at that time for several years leading up to that point. So now I'm going trying to support my people. Every single show I went to, it was the same thing. People swinging their arms around, trying to punch people, jumping into the crowd, punching on the crowd people, and eventually that venue got shut down because of that. Now, it is still a Mason Lodge. It is still used for the purpose of Masonic gatherings and get togethers and stuff like that, but it is no longer used as a music venue. Oh, gotta get my fix. Mm. Not sponsored, by the way. I don't know if I need that disclaimer. I just need to say it every time. Not sponsored. I wound up vehemently despising everything that was hard and heavy to that degree. The heaviest thing I listened to at the time was Slipknot and Five Finger Death Punch, stuff like that. Every now and then I'd pop in a 6 Feet Under or Arch Enemy album, but that was kind of the heaviest that I ever really got. I made it my personal mission to be like, I'm more talented than you guys. I can play circles around your guitar and all this and that. I became a kind of an asshole about it. And one of my buddies, Avery, he actually gave me a whole bunch of the music because he was into the scene. He actually was in one of the bands that was playing live locally at the time. So he was like, okay, dude, don't let the shows get the best of you. If you don't want to go to the shows, it's fine, but don't let the assholes at the shows make you think that that is how all of the music is. So he burned me a whole bunch of CDs, and I changed my mind pretty quick. He burned me a whole bunch of CDs like Attila. He burnt me Asking Alexandria. The list goes on. He burnt me like 20 fucking CDs, which completely changed and revolutionized my entire outlook on metal music, and I started slowly incorporating heavier music into my repertoire. And now I jam shit like Angel Maker and Thy Art Is Murder. This 5 years later. Now, before you guys get on your high horse and you start to say some shit to me like, "Oh, you're taking away liberties. Everybody is free." This is America. It is a free country. You are free to do whatever you want. I may not be there and include myself into some of the things that you guys do. If there's going to be hate moshing there, I'm probably not going to show up. There is a sort of moral, ethical dilemma I find within myself because now it's not just a matter of you going in and expressing yourself, if you will. There is the dark side of hate moshing and slam dancing and all that other good fun stuff. And that would be for a little bit of exposition. There's another local venue that got shut down because of these hate mosh. It was downstairs in a tattoo shop that actually I got this tattoo, and I'll throw a picture up of the tattoo. It's really good work. The owner, who also did these wonderful tattooing pieces for me, she owned the shop, and she decided, oh, hey, let's have a venue downstairs because nothing is used downstairs, so let's just turn it into a venue. There was a Halloween show. I think it was a Halloween show. It was around that time, October something, and One of the local bands. Now, I don't want to give. I'm going to leave the band name out of it because I don't want to cause heat for the band because the fans are not the same as the band themselves. Say you're in a band. People are coming to your shows and they're hate moshing. You could be as vehemently against hate moshing as I am, or even worse. You cannot stop people from hate moshing to your shit. Unfortunately, that is the case. So I'm going to leave the band name out of it because I don't want to let people think that this is representative of that band. But they were headlining that night, and the fans took it too far. They wound up jumping up the wall, grabbing onto one of the pipes, kicked somebody in the back of the head, and the pipe broke. Because of the destruction to the property, they shut the venue down. This is something that happens a lot, actually. There will be venues that shut down all the time because people are hate moshing. These people are destroying property. They are destroying the reputation. Okay, think about it if you are running a venue, okay? You start letting these hardcore bands, these deathcore, metalcore bands coming in and play at your show. Now their fans are going to do all this hate moshing. Now your venue, your place of business, has a reputation for having violent shows. Now your place of business that you have to put money into is getting destroyed because of these people. So what are you going to do? Shut the shit down before things become too expensive, before things become too costly in other ways besides monetary, as far as reputation goes, all this other shit. There are many things that go into this that are actually causing people to shut down their venues or to completely bar metal at all costs. If you are a fan of any of your bros' local music and you go to a show and you hate mosh, you are doing a disservice to your friends. You are shutting down venues. You are making people leave the area. You are making it so these venues don't want to have your bands play. That's not doing your best friend's band any good. They have nowhere to go. They have nowhere to play their music. They have to drive all the way to bumfuck Idaho to find a venue. And granted, that might be uh, possibly a good idea in the long run, going somewhere else to play your music, because now you've got a fan base there, yada yada. But these people are independent underground acts. They don't have the money normally don't have the money for it to be driving all over the place to find a fucking venue. It's much easier to go 3 towns over and be there and back, and it's a 1 to 2 hour drive round trip. That's not nearly as bad as driving halfway across the country to get yourself a fucking show. So, again, before you guys all get up, oh, if you can't handle the pit, get out. I can handle the pit. I can't handle your prepubescent, stuck in childhood with daddy issues, asses shaving your heads, wearing gym shorts and long sleeves, trying to kick people and punch innocent people in the face and think that I'm going to be okay with it? Fuck you! If you think I'm going to be okay with local venues getting shut down because of your asses, if you think I'm going to be okay with ambulances coming to a venue because somebody got hit too hard, if you think I'm going to be okay with cops being called to local venues because you can't keep it in your pants and you got to prove how big your fucking dick is compared to whoever had a problem with you punching them in the face. Fuck you. Fuck everything you stand for. If you are one of the bands that has you get off on this, you're doing yourself a disservice. So I'm signing off. That's my rant. That's my frustration of the day. And for the last 6, 7 years, something like that. I don't know. I don't want to do math. For the last better part of a decade has been one of my biggest frustrations in the entire world is people thinking that it's their right to go and mosh and fuck things up without realizing the consequences to their actions. Oh, as a disclaimer, as a disclaimer, I do want to add that I understand there is actually a difference between the hate moshing and actual dancers. I have most of the time respect for people who want to dance. They will do the same moves as in the hate mosh, but they will take themselves and move themselves away from the rest of the crowd, from the rest of the pit, and they will just swing their fists and jump around, and they call it hardcore dancing or slam dancing. There is a difference because these people are not in the pit jumping around punching other people. They're not starting fights. Oftentimes, these people will be dancing and they get thrown by the assholes into the crowd because they think it would be funny. They want to sit there and dance and mind their own fucking business. They want to sit there and dance and be to themselves. They want to get their frustration out in a healthy and less dangerous way. They still want to do the moves, but they don't want to be in people's faces about it. I have no problem with you guys. You guys are all right in my book. It's the motherfuckers that are picking your small ass up and throwing you into the crowd that I have a problem with. So, that's it for today. If you liked it, like, thumbs up, subscribe, share it. See if anybody else shares my opinion on this. If you actually have the same opinion, share it around, refer people to this when you want to try and make a point. I love being that person. I'm here for you. I want to help you vent your frustrations and portray your emotions in a way that other people cannot. So, if you liked it, if you want me to make more things about, more videos about what pisses me off, things that chap my ass and make me all hot and bothered and bubbling at the edges of my mind, let me know. Let me know what you might want me to get pissed off about next. See if I have an opinion about something. Until then, peace, much love, bye.